That's my whole show right there. That's hilarious.
With that, the show's over. Thanks for watching.
That's it. That's the highlight right there, I think.
That's the show.
That's the highlight.
What's up? What's up, people? Welcome. It's another Wednesday. It's another edition of Open Shutter Live. We're here because you're here. I believe we're gonna have some fun tonight. So tonight's show is a little bit of a unique one. We are doing a live edit challenge. Well, not really a challenge per se, but we just say challenge just to make it fun, right? So we're gonna edit the same image. And you guys in the chats, you can also join in. I've posted the link to the image in the chats. It's also in the description of the video. You can download the image and follow along. So the plan for the day is all of us, we're going to edit. Well, I'm not editing.
No, Batman's not here.
I'm not editing, but Paul, Andre, and Bryan are going to be editing one image that I provided. And they're going to, go through it and tell us something about what they're doing. The whole idea is see how everybody approaches the same image differently. So we're going to go through it, and then everyone just edit your image the way you want, however you want to go with it. You know what I mean? It's up to you. You can download the image as well, follow along, show us your edit at the end, right? So the trick is that these guys are just seeing the image maybe 2 minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
The whole idea was to keep it a hidden mystery on what image, what type we're editing, so that you can plan ahead, right?
Yeah.
The whole idea is have it be mysterious. So the image was just shared with them 5 minutes ago. Just about you guys also getting it in the links and in the comments. You can also download, follow along. Before we start editing, let's go around the table and introduce ourselves, starting with Bryan in the top right-hand corner.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bryan McGowan, photographer, videographer from Brampton, Ontario. And if you like ghosts, check out my YouTube channel because I do ghost hunting.
You should wear the shirt on. You should wear the shirt.
I'm not wearing the Ghostbuster shirt today, so
no laundry day.
Yeah.
Even ghost.
Anyway, Paul, over to you, buddy.
Thanks for jumping on. Another great show coming up for you, and to the regular people that come on and watch us babble along. Really appreciate you guys taking the time. If this is your first time watching us, we all have YouTube channels, and we all do different stuff. I do a smorgasbord of stuff, and I'm currently working on the mammoth project that is known as YouTube Rewind. So that's going to be premiering in 2 weeks tomorrow. So it's going pretty well. So if you don't know what my channel's about, that's a great way to see what my channel's about, because the whole year condensed into 12 minutes. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And for those that don't follow us on Instagram, you should. OpenShutter YouTube, and we're also on Spotify. So I'll put the link in the chat. You can. Like I said in my other vlog, if you don't like looking at our faces, it's just another great way to consume the content without actually looking at us, because some people may prefer that. So we're on Spotify, so put the link there, and it's gonna be great. So thanks for taking the time, really appreciate it. In these crazy, never-ending crazy times. So anyway,
yeah,
Andre,
we don't need to go there.
No. What's up, everybody? Andre Vonnegut here, also from Brampton. Photography, video, all that fun stuff. But I love to specialize in light painting, special effects, and all that stuff that can get you hurt in photos. So, yeah, that's me in a nutshell. So, let's get to it.
Got the burn scars, right?
Oh, yeah. We both have.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Keeps it fun. Keeps you on your toes.
Oh, yeah, and we like abandoned hunting, so.
Bonasera.
Yes.
I think Maria should be in the edit channel because she's a wizard at Photoshop.
Awesome. So Maria, you can download the image and follow along as well.
Yeah.
The image is in the chats. I'll post it again. It's also in the description of the video. You can all download it, edit along with us. And let's see what you also come up with. So at the end, maybe 10 minutes before the show ends, you can upload your image back to the same folder where you downloaded it from. Just put your name on it so we know whose edit is it. So we're gonna start editing. So guys, you can share your screens. You can get your image into whatever editing software you want to use, and let's get started right away. It's gonna be a fun night.
Pressure,
Yeah,
man.
for you.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, for you it is. You need like the music, the background, like the racing music, whatever you call it.
Stream some Epidemic in the background so we don't
Imagine.
get copyright strikes.
Imagine.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool, man. That'd be so cool.
Okay, what am I gonna do?
I had a feeling you're gonna send this type of photo. I had that feeling. So
I just wanted to make it
Anyways.
interesting, a little bit interesting, right? Because I know we've all shot the landscapes, we all shot the regular portraits looking stuff, but I wanted to throw this one out there. This. Oh, and by the way, those of you, if you want to see the BTS for this particular image that we're editing, you can check out my channel. It's on this channel somewhere. I might find a link and put it in the comments or in the description. But yeah, there's a BTS of the shoot. Whose screen is up? Let me share the image so the audience at least knows what image we're talking about. I can't really tell whose screen is this, but I see it here. This one here. So whoever is in camera, I think that's Bryan's.
Probably Bryan.
So Bryan, if you can zoom out, so at least we can see the full image.
Sure, let me just go
And
fit in
then-
view. There you go.
Awesome.
I've already cropped it, so I've already applied a
Yep.
crop.
Awesome. That's the image we're editing. You guys can download it. Link in the description, link in the chats, and follow along. All right. Awesome. Now how do I remove it? Go back here. Yes.
Rookie host. Go easy on him.
Awesome.
Alright. Back in here.
Can you see, like, Nishank has a question. Can we see that everyone edit the same image? For something about what difference that editing can be?
Okay, so Nisha, at the end, everyone's gonna go through their image and talk about the edit process that they make. We've done some of those as well. So there's a bunch of other Open Shutter episodes where we take image and we go through the whole edit process from beginning to end. But today's show is just to kind of give an idea of how different people approach the same image, right? So I will bounce a little bit from screen to screen, sharing out each person's process. And then at the end, everyone will take their image and maybe go through what they did to get to that final point as well.
You mean I have to remember what I did?
Let's go to your history.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just trying to set up the photo the way I want it to look. I have some ideas.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to Andre's screen and let's see what Andre is up to.
Is that Andre's screen? Oh yeah, that would be because that's the train. That would be Andre's screen.
The train.
That's Andre's screen. Now let me go over to Paul's screen since Andre is still loading up the image.
Come on, Andre.
And see what Paul's got going over there. All right, Paul. So you got to talk a little bit. What are you doing?
I'm making up as I go along. I'm gonna make this black and white. I don't know, make it different.
Okay.
But I want to make it a little bit moodier. So I can apply like a vignette. Vignette. Bring the texture up a little bit. Bring the sharpening down. Remove that. I don't know, I'm trying to create like a mood somehow. Push the contrast up. Too bad her eyes aren't open.
Yep.
Like,
That's part of the challenge, just fun trying to decide what to do. And you can always composite some eyes in there.
True.
There are no rules.
No rules.
No
Make up your own
rules.
person.
No rules, no limitations.
Yeah. Yes, sir, Bob. I don't know. I like portraits in black and white sometimes. But...
Oh, Paul, can you post that Spotify link in the
I did.
chat?
I did.
Yeah, it wouldn't go in the chat if you post it. Actually,
no, I put it in the I put it in the YouTube.
Yeah, it won't go through because you can't post the link. But give me a second. I'll make you guys all like moderators on this channel in a second.
Okay, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
No,
so
it's
fine.
Post
private chat?
Post it. Hold on a second.
I sent you in private chat.
Post it now. Try it. You
Post
should
it
be able
now?
to post it now. Yeah.
Okay. Yay. Okay. I sent it. Did it go through?
I don't see it on the... Are you trying to post it to the live chat or?
Yeah.
There we go. It's there.
Yeah, right?
There it is.
There it is. There it is, yeah. That's just Spotify links, kids. So
and now you have a blue range.
What does that mean? Oh, because I'm admin or whatever?
It means you're a moderator.
Yay! Finally get promoted after a year and a half.
I don't know why we never thought about that. Because that's why you can post a link. Now that you're a moderator, you should be able to post links and stuff.
Nice.
We're always learning on this show.
I'm making you all moderators now.
Yay!
No. We got what, about a half hour left to have an edit done? Oh boy.
That's part of the challenge, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go over to Bryan's screen for a little bit.
Oh, you're not going to see much on my screen right now.
Okay, so I'm going to go to Andres, and then we'll come back to Bryan later.
Yeah, I am just actually scrolling through Flickr to see if I can find something to use for compositing.
Okay, so Andre, what are you up to?
Is Andre on mute?
Andre?
I think he is.
Sorry. There we go.
Check one, check two.
Yes.
We can hear him now.
Yeah, I know. I darkened it down a bit. I brought the brightness down. I took away the chromatic aberration thing because it gave it that little bow, whatever. Didn't like that. Looked better this way.
Yep.
Took that off. Played with the contrast. Brought the contrast up a little higher. But doing that, the background gets a little bit more muted, which is what I'm liking. So it's a work in progress.
Awesome.
Pressure.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to bounce to Bryan, and then I will come back to Paul in a second.
Let's go here.
I'm back in camera raw now.
Awesome.
And I'm looking at the amount of time I have, and it's like, I don't know if I can get a composite in that time or not.
Yeah,
So
and that's one of the reasons why I chose just one image, because our show is only 1 hour. I didn't want to give multiple images, and just want to make sure that
tight. I was looking for like a good window or something that I could put this in, or like an abandoned house with a picture frame on a wall that I could put this in and blend it into, but I couldn't find anything. So I'm just gonna play with the calibration tab now. Change the tone of that background drastically. It's too red. bring down the saturation a touch. Just a tiny bit. And then I want to go in and target the eyeshadow. I really want that eyeshadow to pop. Really like that eyeshadow. So in the color mixer, if you go to saturation and you grab the targeted adjustment tool, you just find the color you want, increase the saturation on it. It just really pops that eyeshadow. And then I want to change the hue of the background too. So I'm going to actually use the, let's see if it works. Try the sky button, see if it'll just give me the background. Nope, that did not work.
Yep.
So we will then do a new mask, and we will select subject, and then we'll invert it. See how that does.
That would do a better job.
I think that will do a better job too.
Yep.
Definitely a better job. And now I need to invert that so that it's got the background selected. And then I am going to change the hue of the background to bring it more in line with that eyeshadow.
Nice.
Thank God it's a half-hour challenge and they have this tool now, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to do this in half an hour.
Yeah.
Not well, anyway.
That's one of the features I like about these new selection tools in
Yeah,
camera.
it's pretty good, especially when, like, you've shot this at f8, so you've got pretty good sharpness on the entire image, so it makes it really easy to make a selection.
All right, I'm gonna
Based
bounce over
on your
to Paul
settings,
for a
this is
little bit.
definitely a studio shot. So
Yeah. This was shot in studio. The studio was my living room, by the way.
yeah, that's studio's a studio.
Yeah.
That's a
Tight
studio,
spaces,
man.
you can still make anything work, right?
Yep,
Don't
100%.
always have to look out for big spaces.
Yes, sir.
Right, I'm gonna bounce over to Paul for a second, and then I'll be back to Andre, and then back to Bryan
Yep.
again. So going over to Paul.
Oh, you got me?
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
You're on, buddy.
Yes.
Sweet. Well, I'm done. So
You're done. That was
I'm
quick.
done, man. I'm
Barely
efficient.
even started.
Right. So I guess you can tell us how you decided to approach this image, how you ended up why you made a decision to go black and white,
Yeah.
and how you achieved that black and white.
Yeah, so I like whenever like I'm not sure on like something, I switch it into black and white, try to create a mood, try to create like a feel to it. And then I just play with the dehaze and the texture sliders and try to make something out of this. And I don't know, like to me, it's like too bad her eyes aren't open, so it's tough for me to get like a story. But I think that's why I put it in a black and white, just to create like a little bit more like mystery to it.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna bounce over to Andre for a bit.
I don't know. Hairs out of place bug me, so there's a few hairs here. I just zapped away.
So when you're doing that hair cleanup, what's your process for doing the hair cleanup? Which tool do you prefer to use?
I'm on the spot healing tool. Just anything big, it works really well. You know, you just, let's say, draw on whatever and it zaps it out. It's very good. The nice thing is her hair's pulled back, so there wasn't many, let's say, flyers. It's when the girl's hair or guy's hair is loose and it's just flying all over the place. It can be more challenging. There were just a few. I just got rid of them. took out a couple imperfections on the skin on her forehead. I don't take out let's say birthmarks and things like that, because that's really changing the image unless the person really wants them gone. But pimples, things like that can go. But she's got very nice skin, so it was not much to do, thank God.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna bounce over to Bryan one more time. See
Don't
how
bounce to
far-
me yet.
Not yet. All right.
Not
Stay
yet.
with you, Andre, for a little bit.
I like going into. Are you still on me?
Yep, I am.
Yeah.
I like going into. What's it called? The color lookup here. And there's lots of. If you look here, there's lots of different profiles that you can put on an image. You know, horror blue. Let's go like this. Ooh. Maybe not so much, but.
Yeah, the color lookup is it's a tool not many people even know to use.
Let's try the fall color. The nice thing with this too is if you look at my mouse on the screen, there's the opacity, and you can actually bring it from like 0 to 100. So you don't have to have it the full impact of what that does. So if you turn it off, turn it on, and let's say you slide that down a bit, because I don't like it that harsh. A little bit like that. Off, on, yeah, not bad. This is another one I like to use.
Okay, I'm going to pause for a second. So whenever you want to bounce to me, Evans,
Woo-hoo.
I'm in a holding pattern until you bounce to me.
All right. Andre, I'll be back. I'm gonna jump over to
No
Bryan
problem.
for a little bit.
Let me know when you got me on the screen there.
We've got you.
Okay, so I'm going to retouch the skin now, and we'll give a really quick and simple lesson. I'm actually going to blur it. So I've created 2 layers, as you can see here. And actually, just before I do that, for anyone watching, I'll name them. So blur or color. This is just an old way to do skin, but it's good for people to know too. And this will be texture, just so that the names are there so people can see. So on this one, I'm going to go in, I'm going to apply some Gaussian blur. And I want to come back so that most of the face is on my screen. And the amount of blur I want is until the features start to lose definition. So on a portrait like this, 19 pixels is probably good. Maybe 20 is a little much. I'm liking a 18, so it softens everything here. That's what we'd use for color. I'm just going to focus on texture right now. So on the texture layer, if you go to image, apply image, you select that blur layer, invert it, and click it to add, you get this gray skin screen. And don't ask me the science behind how this works, but it very easily lets you, using a clone stamp. So we've got this imperfection here. I can actually sample from her skin and then bring it over top so that it's, even though you're cleaning up the skin, you're using clean spots in the skin. And this is actually a very big brush for this. And you can spend as much time as you want doing this. You always find a clean spot in where you're copying from that's got the texture you want to have, and it's just stamp over it. It's a process, but it looks super natural, and you're using the person's actual skin. as opposed to just smoothing it all away. And there are tools where you can smooth it all away a lot faster, but it doesn't have the same natural look to it.
Yep. So that most of the smooth tools will just get rid of all the textures completely. But this method allows you to keep that
Keeps
skin texture, but just makes
and keep their skin texture. You're not
Yeah.
using somebody else's skin texture or anything. You're actually using samples from their skin. So
Awesome. Hey guys, if you just joined us, don't forget you can also download this image and edit along with us. And you can share your final edit with us either on the show or even through social media. Don't forget, tag us at openshutter YouTube. Right?
and
On
Maria
IG.
actually just commented that it's actually called frequency separation, which is correct.
Yes.
That's your separating your colors and your textures and dealing with them separately. And Maria knows her Photoshop stuff, so she's probably done this a bunch of times too. And the other thing is, when you're zoomed in like this, if you hold the control button and use your mouse wheel, you can actually scroll side to side because you've got your regular up and down, but by holding the mouse button or holding the control key and then using your scroll wheel, you can do side to side as well, just in case you didn't know that to anybody who's watching.
Okay, I'm gonna bounce over to Andrea for a little bit, and then we'll come back to
Good. Sounds good.
Bryan
Oh,
of the frequency separation process.
I don't know what I'm going to do. This pressure.
All right, we're on you, Bryan, Andrea.
Show us what you got, man.
Yeah, I'm not a super huge master of editing, so I don't know all the tricks yet, people. I'm sorry.
It's good. Why don't you show off a couple of the black and white tricks?
I can do that. Just turn those off. One very easy way is if you go into the adjustments tab and then click on the gradient map, you get black and white. One other thing you can do with that is go to the brightness and contrast. This is just a very fast, easy way to do it. So with the contrast, you can really play with that. Brightness too. Mix and match with the two and get what you want. But another way to do it, boom, boom, boom. If you go down here, selective color, normally you would open up three. You're going to do one for your blacks, one for your grays, and one for your whites. So I'm on this. You get this panel just above it. Turn this one to black. I'm going to start with the blacks. And then you see the slider here. Oh, but what? I messed up, didn't I? Yeah.
I don't even know what you're doing. So
Yeah, I got too many windows open. Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Forget that one.
No,
Let's forget that one. Let's go back to this one. Sorry, people. I had too many windows open and I confused myself. Oops. So with the gradient map and then the brightness and contrast open, it's a very simple way to do this. And then just play with the sliders, just depending on how moody or unmoody you want your shot. Let's play. This way it darkens down the background, keeps the light which is on her face just lighting her face. Makes that the point of interest in this shot. I don't know, I'm kind of liking that.
Awesome.
You're welcome,
I'm gonna
Andre.
bounce over to Bryan for a little bit. I'm
Thanks,
gonna
man.
bounce over to Bryan for a little bit, and I'll be
No
back.
problem. I'm still
Working
away
on the
here.
frequency separation.
Yeah, this is very much you can do a little bit or you can do a lot.
Yeah.
So I've got a little bit of time, so I can do a little bit more here. Just really want to get rid of anything I can. And then basically, once this is done, what I'm going to do is change your blend mode on the layer. So on the top layer, you're just going to change it from normal, which it is over here right now. You're going to go to linear light. And then this is in super close, but you can see there's no blemishes on the skin. Well, there's still a couple. It's not perfect, but the skin looks pretty good, but you have all the texture there still. So when you zoom out to a normal view, fit on screen here, you've got nice clean skin that you've used her skin to create the sample from. And still got all that texture, whereas you can go into filter here, and there are these neural filters, and there's a skin smoothing one. And if you're going to use it very sparingly, create a new layer with it, and pull the opacity way back, because otherwise it just looks terrible.
Awesome.
It looks,
Can you group the texture and the blur layer, and then maybe show us the before and after? So
yeah,
that
sure,
we can see
sure. So let me put it
the
fit on
difference.
screen. Actually, I'll zoom it in a little bit on the face here, and then we'll just group those together. So basically, that's the before, and that's the after. So you can see all the little things, and there's still more. Like, you could easily spend hours doing this, but it's a very natural looking way to clean up someone's skin and still have it look like their skin instead of like a piece of rubber stretched across them. See, it's very much, however much time you want to put into it is what you're going to get out of it.
So interestingly, this is how I do my frequency separation all the time. This is what I'm used to. But just before the show, you guys realized Chris was here. He does it a little bit different. So he was trying to show me how he does it with the mixer brush tool.
Oh, interesting.
I have tried it with the mixer brush tool before, but for some reason it never really seems to work right for me.
Okay.
So I don't use it. But he seems to really use the mixer brush a lot more. And I'm trying to see if I can actually maybe learn it, because there's always different ways of doing the same thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm interested in learning that mixer brush too, as well as this process as well.
It can be a long process.
It can be a long process. Yeah. So in this image, you've worked mostly on the texture, but you can also work on the bottom layer, right?
Yeah.
For the color.
Yeah. So there you're using a much larger brush, not the 40 pixel max you're kind of using on the texture, and you're just going to sample color when you need to and move it around. I don't really need to do much on this though.
Yeah.
She's got some pretty even skin color. which is nice. It's nice when it works out that way.
Yep.
So I'm going to move on.
And that's one point you just made. Like people think that because I'm using frequency separation, I have to use all the steps within the frequency separation, right? But you don't have to. If you do the skin clean out on the texture layer and that gets you to where you need to be, that's it. You don't necessarily have to go and work on the color layer as well, right?
No, a lot of the time you'll want it, unless there's like really definite splotches that you need to eliminate, you want to try and leave people's skin color as natural as you can. So I'm just gonna...
All right, I'm going to bounce back to Andrea for a little bit.
Okay.
Before we go, let's see what Bryan is doing with the Pro panel.
Yeah, no, I was just creating a stamp up layer. What that does is it takes everything below it and just creates a hard layer with those on it, and then I'm going to duplicate that again, and I'll name it just so that people can kind of see along here. We'll call it stamp, and then I'll just call this stamp copy, just so that everything is labeled and people can see what I'm doing.
Awesome.
Because I always like to copy.
Awesome. And if you don't have something like the Pro panel to help you do this easily, you can still do that with Control Alt Shift E.
Yeah,
right.
That's it. Control Alt Shift E, or Command if you're a Mac guy.
All right, let's go to Andrea for a little bit, and then we'll come back.
Sounds good.
I'm basically done. I softened it. Which one is it now? Again, with these adjustments. This is one of the ones I like to throw on usually. So this is before, and now that's with it on. Softens it up a little bit without killing it. So I'm basically done.
Awesome.
It's a 8x10 crop. I cropped it in a little bit tighter. Kind of her face is on the rule of thirds, so that brings you into her face. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I think I'm done. I'm gonna merge it all and save a copy.
Awesome. All right.
Okay, so, you coming back to me?
We're going back to Bryan.
Okay. So one of the things you have in the Pro panel, and it actually works really, really well on portraits, is this Orton Sharp button. And what an Orton does is it basically creates a soft glow, but this one actually adds a high pass filter for sharpness when you do it. So I'll delete it here because I put it in and made sure it looked good. So when I press the button here, you're going to see it adds the blur. And I like 60 pixels on an Orton. And then you've got your levels here, which I leave alone a lot of the time. But then it's going to bring in this sharpness at a high pass filter, 2.8 pixels, which is a nice kind of size of a pixel for this one. And you can see here, at a glance, it doesn't look like much. But what it does is it softens people's skin. And I'll show you the before and after here. So I'm going to turn it off and then turn it back on. And it just gives this warm, soft glow to the skin. It's a really nice effect. It's subtle, but it just creates this really nice look to the overall portrait. And then as with anything, you always want to pull it back just a little bit. So I pull it back there. So you can see just this warm, soft glow, and it just evens out everything nice and naturally, gives it a glow. It's just a nice look, to me anyway.
Awesome. I gotta try using that.
Do you have the Pro panel?
A little bit.
Did you buy the Pro? Yeah.
Pro panel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Try the Orton Sharp on portraits, especially. It's a really nice effect.
Awesome.
And then I don't know if I want to do much else to this. Trying to think. Yeah, all right. I don't think it needs it, but let's see how it looks. We'll just slap a quick vignette on here. No, I don't like that. I don't think it needs a vignette. I think it stands up alone just fine without it.
Yeah.
So there's your super quick, because you could have spent another hour easily on frequency separation if you wanted to. But we brought out this subtle color on the eye here, really brought out the purple, tied it into the background. I've cleaned up the hairline because there were a few flyaway hairs. Changed the background color to make the eyes pop. The only thing I might do is maybe brush a little bit of purple into the lips. Let me try that quick
To
here.
match the background.
Yeah, just to make them pop.
Yeah.
So I'm going to actually sample from the eyeshadow. So you take your color dropper, just move it around in the eyeshadow until you find kind of the rough shade you're looking for. And you can see by the color panel on the right-hand side there, these are skewing into the reds. So go up in here. So something more in that line. Grab that. So now I've got my color and take my brush. Oh, I have a light brush. I got to switch brushes.
I know that one.
Yeah. Take it. Make it smaller. And on the lips, my brush. Now, you're gonna say, "What the hell is that guy doing?"
Have faith,
He's
people.
messing up the lips.
Have faith.
Yeah, this is what it's going to look like in the end. This is it right here.
Bryan, what the hell?
Yeah. So we change our blend mode to color. And we're going to pull that back, obviously. And very subtle purple tinge under the lips. Again, you don't want to overdo it. But pull back even more. Just super subtle. Very subtle, but I like subtle on that. Just brings matches the eyeshadow a bit better.
Yeah.
Because I
Nice.
sampled from the eyeshadow.
Yep.
So yeah, that's and for a super quick edit, because we're bumping up on time and it's share time, I can probably stop there.
Awesome. So thank you guys for taking up this challenge. Guys in the chats, if any of you was able to download the image and follow along, this will be the time to upload your image back to the same link. And then we can take a look and share with everyone. So if you did, just upload your image back. Just put your name or your IG handle in there so we know who the image is coming from as well. So let's go around the table, a few last words on each one's image.
Maybe
I'm gonna
pop
start
people's
off with-
image up while they're talking about it too,
So you
because
can
I haven't
pop up
seen
your
anybody
image.
else's yet.
Yep, you can pop up your image. I will put it up on the screen and we'll talk about it. So maybe let's start off with Paul.
All right,
I'm waiting to have Paul's image up and then I'll put it up on the screen. Just walk us through your edit process for this one quickly in a summary, and then we'll move on from that, see where we all got to.
All right, let's see it.
2 seconds.
All right. Just wait.
Because like I said, I haven't seen anybody else's yet. So
Yep. All right, so I'm putting up Paul's image for right now.
nice.
So this was Paul's
Cool.
edit.
Yep.
Paul went the black and white way. Nice, beautiful. like I said, it's always about, the whoever is editing, you're in charge of that image at that point, right? Sometimes actually it's easy. Well, let me put it this way: it's hard editing somebody else's image, right?
Yeah, from the standpoint that
Yes.
you have
Yeah,
no emotional connection to it at all.
connection to it at all.
Yeah,
You did not shoot it. You don't know
yeah,
why or how I framed it this way.
yeah,
The idea behind me, behind it when I was shooting it, but you have to edit it. So sometimes it's harder editing somebody else's image. And that's why I like these challenges, because it gives people an idea of how everybody will see the same image and approach it differently. It's just like when we do our meetups, right? We're all in the same spot, but everybody takes a different kind of image, even if we're shooting the same thing, right? Because your framing, your composition, and everything else will be different. And it's the same thing with this edit challenges that we do sometimes. So I like how Paul went. I personally, black and white. I wouldn't go black and white, but that's in the eyes of the editor, and I think it works as well, right, as black and white. So, Paul, what was your mindset going on this image?
Well, I just wanted to create a little bit of mystery to it. So I don't know, just try to make the photo somewhat moody, somewhat, I don't know, not dark, but like mood to it. So I just figured I went to black and white. So that's why I went there. Plus, it's December, it's winter, so everything's depressing. So that's why I also went to black and white.
So, just quickly, what is your black and white conversion process, especially for this one?
Well, I mean, there's many ways to do black and white. In Lightroom, one option is going through all the presets and work from there, right? There's many ways to do it. You can even just go to click black and white here, or you can take down the saturation. There's many ways to do it, really. Just depends on how you want it to look. I think I went to the soft preset, and then I worked from there.
Awesome.
So just ways to do it.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to
The
go
only thing
over
I
to
would
Andrew.
suggest on an
And
image
plus,
like
all
that,
the
when you're
presets are built.
doing,
You don't have to pay for the presets; they're built into Lightroom. I don't know
Yep.
Camera Raw's presets.
you
They're
can
the
get
same.
presets, but then there are some, but I never use them personally. The thing you got to watch on a black and white conversion like that, if I may offer, is you have to pull back the highlights a bit.
Correct.
Just because that highlight on her forehead gets really
Yeah.
bright.
Yeah.
So that's just one thing to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I probably would have done also is, that there's a little bit of skin stuff on the nose and the stuff like that. Black and white usually exaggerates those kind of skin defects.
Yeah.
So even in Lightroom, I probably would have used the healing brush and taken out a little bit of those to minimize them a little bit. But outside of that, I think it was beautiful. Works really well in black and white too. I never had a black and white in mind for that, but I think it works in black and white. I know, honestly, I wouldn't think about this in a black and white, but it does work in black and white too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go over to Andre, and then we'll see. All right, Mr. Andre.
There you go. First, cropped it 8x10. Make sure she's all lined up. Softened the image a little bit, darkened it down, the contrast. Got rid of some blemishes on her skin. Didn't do a lot. I did use one of the overlays to forget which one I used. The orange. I think it was like a sunrise one or sunset one. But then you bring that down with the slider. You don't want to overkill it. Didn't. I don't know. In my opinion, I did just enough. So when you edit, yeah, like Bryan said, you can do a million things, but sometimes you don't want to overdo it. I did do a black and white too.
So if we got like 2 seconds, I'm gonna just stop that one.
Yep.
Mine's a little different than Paul's.
Awesome. There we go. Yeah, so you went for the more dramatic,
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's
deeper
moody.
shadows.
little more moody, like really darken the image down so that the shadows really get dark, make her the really focus of the image.
What I like about that image is the way it's edited. You can't even tell if those are her hands or somebody else's hands holding her head.
Yeah.
Like it just
So-
it gives that illusion that it might be
It could
somebody
be,
else's
yeah, it
hands.
could be somebody just holding her. So
Nice.
that's what I saw. So yeah,
Nice.
it works
Awesome.
two
Nice.
ways. Shots
Cool.
don't always work black and white, even though I like black and white.
Awesome. Like I said, personally, I wouldn't have ever thought of editing that in black and white because that's what I was shooting. Like I had a beauty kind of retouch, high-end retouch
Okay.
setting in mind.
Yep.
But looking at the black and whites that you both did, it's kind of put me on that edge of at least trying one of them in black and white because it actually works with the black and whites as well.
Oh, definitely. You just have to
Yep.
to make sure you play with it.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna head over to Bryan's image,
Okay.
and then we will wrap up soon. Okay, so here we go on Bryan's.
All right. So I spent most of my time doing the frequency separation, softening up that skin, making sure the makeup was perfect, adding the purple tinge to the lips, softening everything. I added a light purple vignette, so it just softens up the purples a little bit because I found them just a little too deep. But I don't know. I went probably the road you were thinking of going with the more high-end retouch.
Yep.
I just tried to condense it into half an hour. And then
Which is usually hard to do, especially when you want to go into frequency separation and all that
Yeah.
stuff, right?
but I really wanted, I saw the purple in the eyeshadow, so I really wanted to sort of tie the purple into everything. So that's why I added the bit of purple to the lip. I really popped the eyeshadow. If I had had time, I probably would have gone through and given her purple nail polish too, just to really tie it all together.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I like this little kiss of color here, just on the insides of the eyes. Just that little tinge is really nice. Just contrasts with everything. Just because it's such a different color that it draws your eyes right to her eyes, right off the top.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right. Beautiful edits. Beautiful, beautiful.
Sweet.
Sweet. You guys did a wonderful job on the image.
Thanks for the
Let's see
challenge.
your take.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
My take, I really didn't finish it. So let me show my screen. But basically, well, actually, hold on. I think I have one that I did a while back. So I can share that one. My take on this one, where is it? Uh-oh. Let me. I have one edited that I shared on my IG a while back.
Okay.
Drum roll.
That was a long while ago. So let's see. Metadata. Gotta go by file size and show.
Did anybody submit back into the Google Drive? Just curious.
I haven't seen anything yet. Let me do a refresh again and see. Nope, nothing yet. All right, so this was my take on this image. Let me share the screen in here quickly. Share. Share screen. Share. Oh, where is it? Lightroom.
We should sing 27 seconds of a song just so Evans doesn't
I
get
can't figure out how to upload.
All right,
Jessica's
so I
trying to
hope you guys
upload.
can see
I can't
mine.
figure out how to upload. Jessica's trying to upload.
Oh, awesome. I
Just
will go back
drag
and
and
can't
drop
figure-
it into the folder.
She can't.
Oh.
The link takes me to an image, not the drive itself. Just drag and drop.
Oh yeah,
Drag and
just
drop.
Mary
and
did it
drop.
too. Mary did
Or
it too.
email it to me.
Yeah.
I can, Jess, you've got my email. You can email it to me, and I'll
Mary
put it up.
doesn't.
BEMcGowanphoto@gmail.com.
So this is my edit of a similar image that was shot within the same, like in the same session, right?
Okay.
I did not do too much of the frequency separation. I just went really light on it. But the one that I was trying to edit today, I was gonna go really deep. I was gonna go really high end, take the time to edit, and I might still do it. But this is like what I wanted to do was take that image, do a high end frequency separation, spend the hours on it, that kind of shot, right? So in this image, I did a quick edit, cleaned out some of the skin, did a little bit of frequency separation, just using the texture layer, sampling the skin, good texture from one area to the other, and did a cleanup of it. I didn't really touch it in terms of contrast or anything of that sort. Straight out of image, all I did was frequency separation, clean out the skin, and posted this on IG. Right.
Try the Orton Sharp on it, buddy. Try the Orton Sharp on it.
I will try on this one.
Yeah.
I will try it on this one too. Right.
It's
Let me see the drive if someone has been able to.
They might email it to you, Brian.
If not, you can email it to Bryan. Bryan
just
will
let us know it's coming.
Yep.
I'm
And
watching
then
my inbox right now.
I will ask Bryan if possible to create a post with the ones submitted by our viewers as well as ones that is that we edited today on the OpenShutter IG account, and then we can all see what we came up with for.
So I should save mine then.
Yeah, if you can.
Yeah, I haven't.
If you
closed
guys
it
can
yet.
all send yours to Bryan, that would be great.
I will do that.
Yeah, send it over. Oh.
Sent. Jessica sent it.
Yeah, I got Maria's to my Yahoo mail.
Oh.
Yahoo.
Yeah.
Yahoo!
Woo.
Yeah, So
That's
I'm
right.
just okay. I'm gonna bring up Maria's here. Oh, nice, Maria. So let me full screen. All right, you know what? Let me download it because I'm gonna close Photoshop, and then I'll pop Maria's up on my screen here. So we'll look at Maria's first. Let me share my screen. All right, there you go, Evans.
Awesome. There we
So that's
go.
Maria's.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Maria dropped some nice little bokeh lights in the background there.
Background.
Nice.
Looks like Maria did a little bit of skin work as well.
Yep. And as she said, not enough time.
Yeah, that's.
Yep. It's true.
I hear you there. It's time constraints.
It's time constraints. When you're doing
Yep.
a full end retouch job, it just takes time. It's not 1 hour or 45 minutes, as we say, is really no most of the time never enough, right? Unless you take shortcuts.
I'll keep sharing my screen here. Let me just check my email. Close that. Let me check my inbox there. Might as well delete some junk mail while I wait for Jess's email to come in. This tells you how clean I keep my mailbox. There. Okay, I'll just stop sharing for now. Hopefully Jess's comes in soon. checking.
Thanks, Lydia, for jumping on. Where do you live?
Oh, hey, Lydia, how are you? She's from Ghana.
Ah,
Oh, nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Keeping with the international audience here.
International.
That's
audience.
awesome.
Yes. Lydia's got a YouTube channel as well. She does travel stuff,
Oh yeah. Drop
Yeah.
your link.
Right on.
Drop your link. Yes, we are the ultimate go-to for people that can't sleep. People just come to us, and then they sleep. Then they sleep after watching us for 10 minutes.
Hey, Jess, if you're still there, did you send it to my email? Just hasn't.
Or is it
made
in the
yet, I
folder?
guess.
Go.
Weird.
Yeah, I keep checking.
Check your junk folder. Evan's remedy.
Hey.
Yeah, I know. My little girl was bugging me. I was just telling her to go.
Okay, it got stuck in her outbox. It's sent now. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, Jess's stuff doesn't usually go to my junk. So
Oh boy.
Jess frequently submits. Oh, you know what? This one did go to my junk. As fastest edit ever. Wow, this is not spam.
See?
There we
Sure
go.
about that? Is there a link? Show a different
I'm going
email
to-
now.
Share my screen again. I have Jess's photo, and I have made sure Jess is marked as not spam. Wow, Jess has sent me so much stuff before too.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Weird.
And they
Just-
all end up in your junk?
No,
Thanks.
but Jess frequently submits for the show.
Yeah.
Thanks,
So there's
Google.
Jess's edit there.
We don't have it
Okay,
yet.
let me share it. There we
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
You know what? Let me download it and bring it up.
Properly.
Yeah. There we go. I'll zoom in. So again, a little bit of skin retouching done there. Kept that orangey color in the background. Looks nice though.
Good
Yeah,
job.
looks good.
Good job.
Beautiful. Nice job.
Yeah,
Cool.
good job, Jess. Nice. I'll make sure everybody gets up on the. I'll do
Yeah.
a post on the IG with everybody's edits, and
Yeah.
so I've got one from Jess, one from Maria. I'll make sure those get added to the post, and we'll just do a post with everybody's edits.
Fun.
Open Shutter IG.
Yes.
Awesome.
Follow that.
All right, so
that.
guys, I shared the link to the BTS for this image that we just edited in the charts, so you can check it out. You see a BTS of me shooting that image, kind of, right? and then what went into it. I want to thank you guys all for editing with us today, right? But I'm gonna go around the table. Any last minute words from you guys, starting with Bryan?
Editing is fun. Play with it, experiment with it, do what you want in the end, and have fun. That's it from me. Make sure you like everybody here, subscribe to their channels, and
Yes.
keep watching.
Keep watching.
That's
we
it.
only have 2 shows left for the year.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yes.
Crazy.
We're coming
Can't
up on
believe
our
that.
2-year anniversary soon.
April, yeah.
Damn.
2 years. 2 years of this
Yes.
craziness.
Damn.
Yes.
2 years. Wow.
Yeah. It's a lot of Wednesdays, man.
It is.
It's a lot of Wednesdays. But anyway, lots of fun.
It is. I think I hosted the 1 year show last year. So
Yeah, I think you might have, right?
I think I did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good times.
Good times. All right. That's
Well,
it
thanks,
from
everyone.
me.
Thanks for jumping on. Hopefully you took away a couple of things, a couple of tips and tricks, and just keep going because that's what it's all about. So, yeah, like Bryan said, check out all of our YouTube channels if you don't know who exactly we are, and Instagram, Spotify, everything on the internet. We're everywhere. We're everywhere these days.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere. You can't escape us.
Just look for Open Shutter Live everywhere
Yeah.
you go. And
Everywhere.
we show up.
Crazy.
Paul's working on Sirius XM now.
Almost there. We're on Joe Rogan next week, so it's kind of a big deal.
Awesome.
All right. Andrew, any last words?
Well, it's just make your editing fun. There's so much you can do. I don't know. It's such a big thing. But it always depends if you're doing it for a client or if you're doing it for yourself. If you're doing it for yourself, just have fun, go crazy, and learn lots. And don't let yourself block yourself.
Hey, let's go.
There it
Where's
is.
that t-shirt?
Yes.
Where's that t-shirt?
Don't let yourself block yourself.
Are you getting that t-shirt before January or what?
I don't know. I have my source is getting back into making them, so I'll.
Supply chain issues.
Supply chain issues?
Yes.
The don't let yourself block yourself shirts are blocked.
They're in
Block up the
transit
folder.
somewhere.
Oh man! All right, well, let us know when you get them.
I
We'll all
will.
wear them.
Awesome.
great.
All right. So thank you guys. We really appreciate you for being here. Like I always say, this is a community show. Without you guys, we're not here. Right. So we're here because you're here. Right. Have fun. Enjoy the
Yeah.
rest of the night. We will see you again next week on one of our channels. Everybody's link is in the description. So go check us all out.